Well, that is showtime indeed. That is what we have so far up until yesterday. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for dropping by. It is such a pleasure to see you all for, what is it, the sixth time this week. Wow, and for the sixth time in a row. That is quite impressive. I've never streamed that many days in a row. So very, very cool to see you all. Yesterday was a little bit of a non-starter. I was just saying that to Jeremy in the chat because I couldn't quite work out how to install the PBR Extreme plugin. I had managed to do that in Blender 2.80, but I had not managed to do that in Blender 2.81, which of course came out yesterday, the day before? Yesterday, I think. So very, very fresh, hot off the press and all. Turns out what I had to do is I had to run Blender as the administrator in Windows. And then things were working totally fine. So yes, one of those weird things. Only then could I remove the plugin, install it again, and then things worked fine. So it is probably has to do with the fact that I've installed it in my program, my what's it called, the program files, the zipped version into the program files, and that needs administrator permission. So one of those things. And it still has that new Blender smell to it. And so today we're going to have a look, first of all, at the overnight render, which I need to compile quickly. So let's do that. Then we're going to have a look at replacing perhaps not all, but some of the materials, which are currently just, the regular, it's just a diffuse texture. Some are just flat color, so we can probably improve on that. We're going to have a look at the render, at the kind of animatic that I've made overnight. Kind of a cobbled together version that I haven't even had a look at that yet. So perhaps we're gonna, why don't we just go start with that? And also thank you so much, Biscuits, for your 99-cent super chat donation. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Very cool. That is extremely motivating when that happens. So yeah, I do appreciate that. Let's see. That is ignore that. That's not actually what I wanted to show you. That's forget that. So let's make let's turn the overnight renders into the image sequence into a video file first, so that we can go and start there. I think that's a good idea. And how's Rod this evening? And Brian, and you're all back, and Jeremy, and Biscuits is back. This is so cool. This is so cool. I'm trying to make this a regular thing, like, just dropping by, working as I go along. And this just in, my mom is also watching the live stream. So Mom, thank you so much for dropping by. It'll be all a little bit technical, but nevertheless, it'll be enjoyable. I promise you that. This is what one of my workstations has rendered. I'm going to open that as an image sequence. In total, I have 3 computers doing this job. And this will give us, he has rendered, how many images? There we go. That's what the outside looks like right now. I'm just going to go compile that. So it'll be a little bit of a fiddly job, because that was the first part. He stopped here. We have another image sequence. Was it maybe here? No, that's the last one. I think it'll be, is it this one then? 701, yeah, perfect. Let's do that. It's another image sequence. Continuation. Is Joe with you, Rod? Is she there with you? In which case, hello, Joe. How you doing? There, that is going into here. We've tweaked some lights here yesterday, so I'm looking forward to seeing that come together. Do you remember 2 episodes ago, I decided to put ceiling lights in here? And then I thought, well, they're just the rendering overhead. So I took them away, felt sorry about it almost immediately. And then I put them back. And towards the end of yesterday's stream, Dreamlab suggested, why don't you have the lights dim? So one of the things I didn't like was that right now the auditorium is a bit too bright. So then I added an animation there that dims the lights. So this is what that looks like. Very cool. So the show begins, we zoom in, and the show begins, the lights dim down, lights on the ceiling dim down, lights on the sides dim down, lights in between the seats dim down. Oh, that's number 2. So number 3 then, to bring all that sequence to an end, that's on here, also in the sequence. Oh, echo? Oh man. There's always something, isn't there? Thank you so much for letting me know. I say, why is there an echo? Echo. Is there still an echo? I wonder why. Oh, there! I found it! I found it! There, echo gone. Oh, thank you so much for letting me know. That's crazy. That is seriously crazy. There. No more echo, right? Better? Good. Am I in sync though? Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. I've got one mic with a delay and one without the delay. Only you can tell me if I'm actually in sync or not. I'm in sync. Thanks, Brian. Very good. Good to know. Good to know. Let's put this layer here. Let's call that one part 2 and duplicate that into untitled number 1. That makes perfect sense to me. Then this one here is part 3. And let's go and duplicate that also into untitled 1. Go into untitled 1, where hopefully we're going to have a continuous, super funky title sequence. Great, that's cool. Now we're going to go and export this, render to video. I like it, media encoder, high quality, yes, okay. I don't even remember what version that is, but let's go and boom. Let's make that happen. In sync all over the world, that's good. So this doesn't have music underneath it. Some frames will look better rendered than others. I've been trying different denoiser and sample settings out. Ideally, I'd like to render this with 50, 60, 100 samples, something like that. And with Grant Wilkes denoiser, the D-noise. And then we'll see what that's like. So then my plan, once we've looked at that, is to perhaps put a light into this area that'll shine, that'll illuminate the theater thing a little bit better. So perhaps even a spotlight that shines outwards, like from the bottom up. That's an idea, just to get a bit more separation into the word theater up here. And then I'm going to try and replace some of these materials using extreme PBR. So some are okay, some I'm not entirely sure about, like even the outside facade. I've kind of gotten used to it now, but I want to see what it looks like with a brick building on the outside. Some of the flat plasticky type looking things, I think I can do better. The carpet on the inside, you know, we could get the carpet layers in. So there we go. Thanksgiving cards. Wow, okay. I'll DM it to Rod later. That is so nice that I'm on your Thanksgiving card list. I really appreciate that. Jo says she's going to send us a Thanksgiving card. That's really nice. Just put J, Miami Beach. It'll arrive, I'm sure. It's like Niles Crane, the Montana. Oh dear. I killed Elvis. How you doing? Good to see you. There we go. Got my applause board here. You can't see Blender right now because, oh, look at that. You're still looking at me. I thought you were looking at the desktop. Ah, one of those terrible things. How about this? You can see the, so sorry about this. Thank you so much. I thought we were all watching the green strap go forward. My God, that's embarrassing. What would I do without my producers here? That's so nice. Is there still audio echo, or has that problem been sorted now? And am I still in sync? Testing 1 2 1 2. Difficult to see, isn't it? Ah. Woohoo! Finally, Photoshop first, then a bit of Blender. NSYNC, I like it. Wasn't that a boy band from the 90s? I think that was, wasn't it? Gah. Too many buttons, I tell you. How are you getting on with your Stream Deck biscuits? Is that still fully operational? And how's your ZBrushing going? Let's have a look. Animatic overnight. Let's bring that over here and see what it looks like. There. I'll say let's repeat that and watch this over and over again. So sometimes the quality isn't great. That's when I realized I needed to have these things render a little bit faster. Light dims. I like all the light dimming effects. Look at that. And then the last couple of frames are not denoised. Okay. Not bad. I think up to here, I'm actually very happy with render. Oh, that's because that was rendered with 500 samples. And then this is with 50 samples. So you can probably on the stream, you may not be able to see the difference. I can see it here. So 500 samples seems to do the trick. I'll see if I can have that render on the weekend overnight. And then about here, this is where it starts being 50 samples. So faster render. Lights dim, dim, dim. I think the timing on the lights is good as well. I'm tempted to dim them slightly earlier. They're dimming kind of in stages there too. Let's see, they're all on. First ones go off, second ones go off, sides go off, lights go off, the seats go off. Good to hear, Biscuits. And hello, Christina! Glad that you can make it. We're just watching yesterday's overnight render. So this is basically how we left the scene off. Overnight render. I'm particularly impressed with 500 samples. I think 500 samples is what I'll render this as. This is not 500, this is 50 samples. Still very impressive result, considering it goes like, in 1/10 of the time. And I think I like what we did there with how we dimmed the lights. I think I'll leave the timing exactly as it is. I do actually not mind the materials either, I must say. I don't mind. I mean, I'll try and replace the carpet. I'll see if we can have something going on the walls here, on the interiors. I mean, they're just white right now. Perhaps there's something that we can find in the Extreme PBR. That'd be nice. And perhaps I'll try something on the outside. I think I'll leave the white walls intact. I think I won't so much change that. Even the carpet's nice, actually. I don't mind the carpet. You get used to it. Joe likes it the way it is. But let's have a fiddle. Let's have a fiddle and see if we can do that. Let's put that light on the outside, and then the premise is to get a render ready file by the end of today's session. All right. Well, let's open Blender 2.81 with administrator privileges. There we go. I do like it as well, Joe. I must say. I mean, there is this thing about getting used to something, and yeah, the longer you look at something, you do get used to it. So I'll see. If it looks pants, we always have this version 14. Let's remember that. Version 14 is the way to go. You do, Rod. You do, absolutely. Blender, I tell you, it's the future. If Ubisoft and Epic and so many other companies invest money into Blender, they wouldn't do that if they wouldn't see the future in Blender. It has so much potential. Some things are so blatantly still user unfriendly, but it is only a matter of time until they iron that out. I'm pretty sure of that. So if we stay outside, let's put that light in first of all. That's something I would like to try out right now. So I'm thinking we do see it coming in, so there'll be something. I don't know if that's going to be annoying up here. We can always switch it on later, so I can leave this as it is, and then the moment this kind of hides the light, if you imagine we had an object right here, perhaps I don't want that to be on right away, so it'll be off until about here, and that's when it maybe just starts illuminating the whole thing here and shine through theater. Maybe, I'm thinking, let's try that out. I did, yes, Christina, because it ended on such a downer that Extreme PBR just wasn't working. And it was literally towards the end that Dreamlab was suggesting, do you know what would be really cool if the lights in the auditorium would dim? And I thought that's such a cool idea, and it's something that I can implement. I decided to, just continue for another 45 minutes or so. It was fun. I gotta say, it was fun. I'll go into this lights thing here, totally overloaded lights collection, and I'll see if I select that. Can I go and maybe, yeah, that's perfect. Cursor to selected, there we go. It's right slap bang in the middle, as they say. That's exactly where I want it to be. And at this point, I'm going to go and create, whoops, not in edit mode, but in object mode. I'm going to create a light. Light, there we go, light. Marcos suggested, in case you're watching, towards the very end of the stream, you suggested something last time we were doing some Eevee previews, and you said, have you baked the lights in Eevee? And then the stream was over, so I had no chance to respond to you there. I'll call it theater light. So I'll know what that is. And I'll just bring it up a little bit. It's just a point light. That's probably going to be enough for what I'm looking for. And I still don't know what that means, baking the Eevee light. So if you are watching this, the pre-record, or if you are in fact dropping by the stream a little bit later, let's talk about that, because I think that could be very important. Could be a very important thing. I'm not going to animate that just yet. I'm just going to go and pop 200 watts in this. And we'll see, this is where I would like it. This is where I would like it to be on already. So let me go and see what that looks like with that light active. It was like an epilogue, exactly. Yes, that's exactly what it was like, Rod. See what I mean? You can see the separation on the word here, and it just gets a little bit of extra definition here. I don't like that shader particularly. It's just a flat color, but I do like the effect it has. So maybe we can just bring it forward. GY, just bring it forward ever so slightly. Did I actually like it better before? Yeah, GY, put it back. Also GX perhaps, no, that's not it. GZ, that was it. A little bit further up, see what that looks like. Then it comes into vision. I don't really want that to happen. Yeah, okay, let's put it back. Put it back where it was. Let's try and make it a little bit, could do so that the wall behind it is not illuminated. Could do, let's do that. That's a clever idea. Let's try that. Blender has this amazing ability to turn one light into another light source. So we're just going to make that a spotlight. And right now it shines down, so I want to make it shine kind of towards the letters and up slightly with a really wide kind of spread angle. Good call. Thank you so much, Brian. Very good. That'll be, I guess, rotating about kind of 100 degrees around X. So RX 110 maybe. Oh, good. That was the wrong way to do that. So RX 180. RX, something like that. And then we can put it even further, just literally as if it's a little spotlight that just sits on the floor there, and make that that spread angle really wide. Perhaps it's the spot shape. Is that it? Yes. Yes, it is. Let's put 70. See what that looks like. Well, I was going to animate the light, Brian. I was going to make it not actually be on the moment we get there. Looks like I don't see anything anymore. Maybe I'll just bring it up a little bit. Maybe it just needs to be a lot brighter now. Yes, I think maybe it does. Let's go totally over the top with 5,000. Maybe that's too much. Maybe it's just not actually shining at the letters here. I don't know if I can see that effect properly. RX, maybe it's just not pointed the right way. Maybe it just needs to be pointed slightly further to the top here, to the front even. And maybe lift it up ever so slightly. Can't see the effect. What's going down? Maybe the kind of the angle isn't quite wide enough. Maybe we need to make it literally like fisheye proportions here. It's working better. I can see definition here, but it's still not enough for the letters at the end here. I already have, Steve. There is this is already an emission shader, just like a subtle one, so that the thing glows. I had it brighter in previous versions, but it looked pants when that's because it has no texture. It's literally just flat, and it just goes like it's like this big flesh-colored blob. That's not, you know. But good thinking. Great minds think alike. Do you know, I do actually prefer it with the spotlight there instead, with the point light there instead. I do like the idea that the wall is not illuminated. Maybe I just need to bring it further back. Points seem better, right? Good call though to try it out. Let's bring it back into a point light, which 5,000 watts is maybe ever so slightly too much. Do you remember what the previous value was there? Was it, it looks like the theater's on fire now. Was it 200? $200. Maybe we'll move it forward again a little bit. I did like the idea that the wall isn't actually illuminated. Where does that start to look okay then? Because I think I don't want to see I don't want this to be on when we're at the beginning of the animation, like here. I don't actually. Maybe I do. I may actually get away with not animating the light. Yeah, let's just leave it like this. I think that's a cool idea. Let's go and render just a really cheap, quick thing, a single image in slightly higher iterations here, and we'll see what that looks like. Maybe we'll try 200. That should be okay. That is also good. Let's go do this. Oh yeah, with the denoiser on, that gives us a little bit of an indication of what's going to look like denoised. And then that's already the first item off the agenda. Ideally, I don't actually know if I can do it, if I'll do that beginning of next week. Once this title sequence is done, I just like to replace the textures here and the ones on the inside and the video on the screen and turn that into 3D Shenanigans. And then we have two title sequences, one that I can use for my game streams. For example, the one tomorrow at 5 p.m. Don't miss it. We're going to do Superliminal Saturday. It's going to be exciting. And then one for these streams. So the next week I'll see if it works that way. I'd like to start a new project completely from scratch. It's kind of the plan in my head right now, unless of course this overruns. And that'll be on Wednesday. So Saturdays for game streams, and then Wednesdays to Fridays, I'm hoping I can do some 3D streams. I'm working Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, so Tuesday is difficult for me, but Wednesday should be okay. Tuesday, I might do Tuesdays like later in the evening, but we'll see. What do you think? Honest opinions, please. I'm not entirely sure if I like the white blob on the wall. That is the only thing I'm thinking of, which is why I was hoping the spotlight was going to work. I'll save this. And perhaps we're going to make a new folder and call that Outdoor Lights. And this can be the spotlight, call that 1 maybe. I know what you mean. I was hoping for some separation. Rather, what we're having now is a competing effect here between the light and the word theater. I was kind of hoping that that wasn't going to happen. Maybe it's just as simple as the light is too strong. Why don't we try making the light less strong? Turn it into half of that. That's nice to hear. That's nice to hear, Biscuits. I like that. Thank you. So this is now half the light intensity. Let's see what that looks like. Be interesting to know, because I know what you mean, Rod. It's kind of, I don't want the word theater to go away there. Maybe it's just a little bit too strong. And now I barely see the effect. So, Do you know, the other thing that we could implement is literally light from like two spotlights. So I suppose in the real world, what they might do is they might put one spotlight literally behind the word theater that literally shines at the word theater. We could try that. So then it's kind of, we're keeping in mind in line with the spotlight idea, but we're not going to have one spotlight that caters to both. We're going to have two individual ones, and we're then after a harsh white separation here at the end. So kind of like a rim light that comes from behind the person, like that. So to illuminate this area on the head, that we could try. Let me save that as well. So that will be, why didn't you remember the path, Blender? That's very rude of you. Very rude of you. Could have done that. It's easy. Recent, I could have also used recent, but you could have also remembered the path. That would have been nice. Spotlight 2. There. Not that anyone remembers what Spotlight 1 and 2 were. So if we just leave this essentially in place, if I could only theater light, there we go, that's it. I'll call that theater spot. And then I'll go and just duplicate that with Shift D. Is that not how I do it? Shift D, there we go. And in this is now going to be the, this is actually going to be the theater spot. This was going to be the theater point light. And I'm going to get rid of that and disable that in the theater spot. I'll call that one maybe left, and then we're going to have another one that'll be right. So this is now going to be a spotlight, and where is this? Why is it all the way over there? That's not where I put that. Terrible. It's totally not what we want. Theater point, right? You come back here. That's really what we want. Maybe I just duplicated that wrongly. There we go. And now this is going to be the theater spot left. Do you know that that may actually work, Brian, with the PBR Extreme? We can totally play around with that. Let's have a look. So theater spot left. We're going to turn that into a spotlight. Thankfully, it's already almost rotated correctly. So RZ. I guess we're going to go put that. Yeah, we're just going to put RZ 45. Okay, RZ minus 45. There we go. Perfect. And that just goes G Shift Z to somewhere like here. That 45 degrees not going to do us any favor, is it? I'd like for it to point up a little bit, and that's going to be really difficult to do. So let me go and go back here and forget the 45 for now. I'm just going to go do that. Now I'll go RX 45 like this. No, 45 is too much. RX, maybe just kind of like, dude, like this. That's it. It's RZ 45. RZ minus 45. And now G Shift Z, something like that. And maybe even put it further down. Like that. I'll just start with one, and if it works, we're just going to go and duplicate that and put that over further and adjust it to the other side. And then, of course, this is probably going to need a bit of oomph. So let's try and do that with 1000 watt. We could also try Eevee, see what Eevee says about that. Real-time preview, see what that's like. I have no experience with Eevee. Might look cool. Might give us at least an impression of what what awaits us. That's kind of more the direction we're aiming for here, isn't it? Yes, slightly wider angle, and so that this part of the word is more illuminated. But that's kind of what we want, isn't it? And then we can see it's about separating the word from the background. Yeah, wider spread angle, further over to the middle. Gotcha. No problem. To about maybe here. Let's try that, and then go, and the size is already 160 degrees. Huh. Well, I never. Let's look in the viewport instead. Oh, I did read that Grant's denoiser also can be used in the viewport, although I have no idea how to switch it on in the viewport. That's nice. Look, I like the fact that we're getting a bit of shadow here. That makes this all very kind of dramatic, almost like 20s, roaring 20s, which, funny enough, we're heading straight into in about less than 6 weeks. Crazy, isn't it? The roaring 20s are here again. What are we calling the period that we're leaving behind, by the way? If it's, if we're going into the 20s, before that we had the noughties and the 90s and the 80s. What was this awkward period between 2010 and 2019? Difficult to say. I like that. I really like that. So I'm going to just copy that and put it over here, that we have the same kind of light effect on the other side of the theater. What do you think, folks? Is this something we can live with? I'll go put that to 0 so that this keeps rendering and keeps making the image better. The terrible tens, troublesome teens. I like it. Yes, any of these things will suffice. Absolutely. I like it. I like it. Let's go duplicate that. See if I can do that while the thing is rendering. Oh, that's crazy. So I'll try Alt D, select, and this is now going to be spot right. And what we need to do with that is we need to rotate it XY this way. Is that 45? Is that 90 degrees? It's 90 degrees, isn't it? RX 90. Of course it isn't. That's not X. What was I talking about? It's Z, isn't it? That's Z axis. Nightmare on the Millennium Street. I like that. That's even better. RZ90. Yes. Render. All right. That is kind of cool. I like it. Let's see what happens when we look at that kind of close to the beginning. Do we need to animate the lights? Do we just need to make them? We could literally make them rotate like that, like searchlights. We could do that. That may just be a little bit overkill. But I was more thinking about the intensity. So when we go and start zooming in on this, when we see this shot from the top, I think it might be better if the lights are not quite on yet, because otherwise we see this white hotspot here. So I think we'll go animate the lights so that they come in, that they start just, start even lighting up, not until somewhere like here, or maybe even later than that, maybe like frame 100. So until frame 100, they're going to be completely off. And now, over a period of maybe a second, they could just go and light up. So that'll be around about here. And then we get to see that effect. Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. So the way to do that is we go to frame. We give Blender a moment to catch its breath. There we go. We go to frame 0 and make sure we have either of these lights selected, this one and that one, and we go to the light tab. And right now we just want the power to be 0, I guess. So first I'll hit I, and then I'll put 0 in here. So that means that thing is off. I'll do the same for the other light. Theater spot right also has, oh, they're linked. That's even better, cool. So I only need to animate the intensity of 1. That's perfect. Until we reach, what do we say now? Frame about 100. Like here, 100. We set another keyframe here, I. Then over the course of about 50 frames, we'll start making that to its full intensity. Which was what number again? Was it, what did I say? Was it 1000 or was it 2000? I can't remember now. Let's rewind the video and see what the number was before I eliminated it. Was it 2000 or was it 1000? I can't remember now. Huh. Well, let's just say 2000 for argument's sake. 2000. and I. And that's it. And I think at that point we can just leave it on. It doesn't matter what happens afterwards. We're not gonna see it. But just to prove a point, just to see what's actually happening, let's go render this here, and let's see if it behaves the way I would like it to behave. It doesn't. That's interesting. So it's already on. That's not good. That's like not so good. Oh, it's because we do need to animate both lights. Okay, cool. That's a pity. Did I create a link duplicate? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I forgot. Well, not to worry. First keyframe here. Let's go onto the other light, which is also 0. What are you all talking about? Why is this all not working? It's 0 here, it's 0 here, but clearly I can see it's not 0. So what then? Oh, it's because my point light is still showing in the viewport. Very funny. Okay, so nobody panic, everything's cool. So lights off here. Next keyframe, 100 frames in, lights still off here. Next keyframe, lights are both on. That's what I like. That's what I like. Cool. Okay. That's nice. And so then somewhere in the middle, like here, it should be kind of, yeah, exactly. It should be just about coming on here. So we may see this white spot happening. So maybe I can't start the intensity of the light until we're at least here. I hadn't thought of that. Well, that's okay. Let's go and move this keyframe over here. The whole sequence. Yeah, let's move the whole sequence. That's cool. And then it starts illuminating and getting brighter. Yeah, so then maybe we're just going to switch that light on a little bit quicker so that we see the light effect. So it's off here. Then it's starting to come on much faster than before. So we get to see this kind of light up. Yeah, I think that's going to work nicely. And then from here onwards, it'll just be on. Does that sound good? And then as we move in further like so, we can still see that separation up here. Okay, cool. I think I like that. Well then, time to save a new version and look at some of the PBR materials next. Because I think I'm happy with the insides there, with the inside lights. This will be Cinema 15. All right. So one of the things I'd like to do is, if we're kind of happy with the outside so far, I'd love to at least, I may even be happy with the building and with the texture on the floor here. What I may just do is turn these frames into something metal. That might help. This could also be kind of chrome or something, so that might be metal. That might look cool. I'm not going to worry about the rings around the lights or anything. So I think I'll leave all that as it is. I can see this red stuff that could look better if it's a shiny plastic, just to add some funky reflections there. So that's something I'd like to do. Then in here, I mean, there's literally so much we could do here. One thing I'd like to do is replace the carpet with something, you know, like a better carpet, basically. there's a ton that we could do here to the walls, to the frames. I think in the interest of time, I think I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Maybe the carpet is something we can replace. These things look like they just have nothing on them. So that, while we're here, let's have a look at materials on this thing. So we have a rope and we have a chrome material. So I might replace those just with something like, you know, usually that's kind of a red satin or red velvet type rope, and this could be a nice metal material. So I might do that. I might just leave the counters as they are. This door frame here, yeah, we could make that metal on the outside as well. That's a nice idea. That should go quick. This is also kind of a non-material really here, but if we just limit what we want to do today, this is also flat stuff, isn't it? This is fabric, arms, metal. I'm going to leave that because that's mainly in the dark. But yeah, let's just see what happens. Let's just see if I can. Let's start with the metal. So make these things metal, the frame, and this could be like a shiny metal. I'll see if I can find some kind of a shiny plastic for this. Okay, let's do this. This could be exciting. So I'll bring up my extreme PBR thing here, which now works. That is very cool. That was half the battle, getting that working yesterday. And thanks to that almost 1 hour video by, oh, what was it? It was CG Matter, I think. He had a really nice explanation of how to get this thing going. So most of this, and also thank you, Christina, for your super condensed version of how to get this going literally within 2 minutes. So that's good. Did you make that video public, by the way, Christina? Because it deserves to be public. Have a good night, Biscuits. Have a good sleep. Thanks so much for dropping by. I appreciate that. Thanks for your super chat donation. Super nice to see you again. Drop by more often. Wednesdays to Fridays, I'm going to try to do 3D streams. Just doing projects like this might be cool. Let's hang. Not listed. It was really nice because it just went to the basics. I really like that kind of condensed and short and sweet. So we need to obviously select our object, and this is now our poster. There's a sign, backing, frame, and neon. So I don't know what neon is, but I would imagine the frame is the thing we're after. So let me tap into edit mode, deselect everything, and just see what the frame is. If I go select, then, oh, that's the frame. Okay, because then backing, sign. What's the sign? Let's select the sign. That's also not it. Neon, could that be the neon? Oh, what is it then? Frame, no. Backing, no. Sign, no. Poster? That's gonna be the inside. Oh, poster backing, yeah. That poster backing, right, that's it. So I guess poster backing, that's something we can turn into metal. Let's see how we can do that. 10 types of metal. Metal plates, metal walkway, metal painted, metal diamond plate, metal 1 and 2. Let's just start with regular metal. Yeah, there we go. Something like that, just like a brushed metal, like that. That'd be cool. I'll make it super shiny. Actually, it's outside, so it'll be like, you know, like this. So select that, select your material, and just hit, oh, first of all, let's do the map. So roughness, metal, normal, specular. Displace I might just not do with, just because I don't want to mess with the geometry, but hey. Captain Slaymore, how you doing? Welcome back. We've got PBR Extreme going, and we're about to click that scary button to replace the first material on the first object. We choose to be our guinea pig, which is that little frame on the outside here. Let's see what happens if I do that. Boom. Okay. You'd think nothing's happened, but maybe it has. It certainly is metal. Now we have metal and glass. Ooh, I like it. I like it. Let's see what that looks like rendered. In situ. Aye, Captain, exactly. I like it. So I can turn the scale down a little bit. This may just be a little bit too big, really, but we're never going to see this that close up. So now showing Laundromat Rendezvous. I didn't even know that they were showing that movie on there. There you go. Who's in it? Richard Mariner and Rachel who? Rachel Inindez. Nice. Attention to detail. I love it. Rachel Inindez and Richard Mariner. Very cool. So we have glass on the front. We did that with the regular Blender material. That was from the regular Blender material library. And the metal comes from PBR Extreme. That isn't bad at all. And I like that it was super easy to apply. Let's do that with all the other frames as well. So this was literally just the, I forgot already, poster backing, was that it? Backing front frame, was it backing? Frame front, no. Sign front, no. Neon front, no. Poster backing front, there we go, that's it, perfect. Okay. So poster backing, and I could probably, I can either apply it again, like I did, or I can just copy and paste the material. That might be better. Preview, is that not on? Is preview not on? How would I do that, Steve? Yeah, I might just actually go and copy the material from here. So I just go and do that from here. So metal, that's a Blender thing now. So I'll just go and copy the material. Then I head over here, poster backing. Under materials, right hand side, materials. Paste material. I don't know where that is, Steve. I'm sorry. You literally like talk to me like I'm 3 years old. I've never seen Blender before. This is materials, right? Material properties I have. And I've got this thing, object link. No, that's not it. No. Materials list, see preview. Is this the materials list here? In Eevee, yeah, let's have a, this is Eevee actually. This is look dev. I'll go paste that thing on here. Directly under the material name. This is the material name? Is this here? This? Preview, aha, right. Sorry, got you, okay, cool. And what do I do here? We're getting there. Poster back in front. I'm going to go and paste that material on here. This, like this. Do you want to just leave it on there? Is that what you wanted? No problemo. And the other thing I think that material will work on is this thing here. I don't quite know what that might be called. Oh, and these knobs up here, that could also be metal. Let's see. There's quite a few materials here, so I don't know which one that might be. I can have an idea what they are not. It's probably not the wall, no. The stone, no. The metal is all of that. Okay, cool. Okay, that's nice. So that metal, let's go paste that material on here as well. Ha! Okay, that's not quite it. Then there's glass. Where's the glass? Can't see it. Red brick cabinets, brick tab theater. That's also metal. Good. Nope. That. I don't even see that. But hey, it's metal. Let's put metal on. I like it. Boom. Then there's brown. Brown. That's brown. Interesting. What's theater? That's the word theater. Yeah, that's the word theater. Brick tan front. That's not what we want. Cabinets. What are those? Red brick. No, it's also not what we want. There's this red. There we go. Yes, I'm thinking that could also be metal. I'm thinking this whole thing is just kind of a shiny metal here. Let's do that as well. Paste that. Cool. And then there's glass. Glass is not there. Interesting. I'm trying to find the material for this thing here. Stone walls. No, thanks for letting me know. I didn't know that was here. Ticket booth glass. Could that be it? No. Basic glass. I don't know how I can find out what this is a material of. It's almost like I'm looking for. Oh, was that it? Is that how I do that? Oh yeah, okay, that's how I do that. So it's just brown then. So it's like this is the almost, I was looking for the, what's it called? The material, the surface selection tool in DAZ. It is, Captain, yes. It is the Blender 2.81, indeed. Well, that's enough materials on the outside. I think I'm gonna, oh yeah, the red stuff here. I was gonna see if I can put the red stuff, if I can put something shiny on there. Let's see. Signage, okay, cool. So that could be maybe like a red kind of plastic. Let's see if we can find plastic. It's the first time I'm using this thing, Extreme PBR. Love it already. We've got kind of a white plastic and a dark brown plastic. It's not kind of what I'm looking for. I could maybe change the colors here. But I can already see that I might just get into trouble doing that. Maybe there's another type of material that would work. Paint. Paint is a good idea. Paint, anything like red paint, orange, maybe a little bit too. Let's see if there's anything. Roofing. Rope scratches, smear snow, street. Wood, water, tiles, surface imperfections. Oh. Marble. Painted metal. It's an idea. Let's do that. It's painted metal. Something like, oh, maybe something like red. It's a bit scratchy. Let's see if that works. It might work. Scale is a little large, but allegedly we can fix that in the UV editor. Let's just see what 0.5 does for us. Does it do anything, or do I have to do anything else? It looks like it's affecting this area here. Yes, it's only affecting, okay, cool, that's nice. I'll try 0.1. Actually, maybe I'll try 0.01. Nah, I'll try 0.1. Let's do that. 0.1 is fine. And perhaps it's an old theater. I'll see if I can go and have all these linked faces. Is that material here? Those are the red lights. That's not what I want to change. Could be the front. Is that it? No, that's that. I don't know what this will be. It is painted metal. Oh, how interesting. Well, tell you what, we'll just leave it as it is and see if it looks fine in the render. And if it does, great. If not, we'll put it back to the way it was. Painted metal. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain. That's very nice. So we've put another light out here, and that just makes, after so many frames, makes the word theater pop out a little bit and gives that nice shadowy effect here. Painted metal with the metally stuff peeling off here. I do like it. It just adds a little bit of something extra to it. I don't mind the scale. I don't mind the fact that the metal could perhaps be a little bit less shiny. I really don't mind. I think it's cool. I think it's actually very cool. That's actually really cool. It just looks like something completely different. Exactly. I mean, it's an old theater, isn't it? It's kind of washed out. Oh, this is nice. I like it. I like it. We're getting somewhere, folks. It looks extremely cool, especially now that the render is kind of, doing its thing here. Ah, it is addictive, isn't it? It's like you want to really play with every single material out there. But I think the outside's okay for now. Let's go inside and see if we can lay some carpet and make that reception area look a little bit more handsome. Also, just out of interest, out of curiosity, what happens if we go switch over to Eevee? Because we do get some characteristic of what it looks like in cycles, like these reflections here. We put that in already. That's nice. I'll go and save this, by the way, just so that we've got that locked in. I like that. So yeah, same thing here. I think the only thing here I like to change. We can go through some materials here, but to the carpet springs to mind. I do like to see the carpet not in this color. I'd like for it to be proper carpet. Let's see if we can make that happen. Oh, it's a Quixel material, is it? Oh, right. Nice one. Good question about the UV button. I think you just adjust the scale. I saw a change on one part of the material. I don't know why the other surfaces that also had the parts selected maybe they should have been selected at the same time. We'll try it with the carpet. We'll try it with the carpet. It's just a new experience, this PBR thing here. Let's go into edit mode and just go see if floor is in fact, it's the floor. Perfect, that's good. Makes you wonder what is tile then? Tile, anybody? Anyone? And is floor extending into here? Yes, it does, cool. That's good. Oh, tile, maybe it's this, the behind the counter thing here. Or that's back maybe. Oh, that's back, okay. Cool, yeah, let's replace that as well. Let's do the whole carpet. So floor initially, whoops. Oh, come back. Fabric carpet, there we go. A solution for everything. What carpets do we have to choose from? Ah, there we go. I like it. If we want to stick with red, we could make it the red carpet. Or we can do something like this. This is kind of what we have already. Yeah, what do you think? A red carpet or blue carpet? We've got a blue carpet already. We've got a lot of red already. Perhaps this could be cool. I'll try this now, and then if we're not happy, we'll just change it into something else. So with that floor selected, we just go and replace the material. I'm going to leave the displace off kind of deliberately here. Red checkered. Let's have a look at red checkered in a moment. So again, this is a little bit, I don't know, big or small. I'm not entirely sure. Let's try. Do I need to select that first? I'll try to just go and adjust that. It doesn't do anything. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. So, well, that was one. We probably need to select the carpet. Actually, unselect whatever's at the back. Select the carpet. Now change the UV scale. That does the trick. And that is still a little bit large, so I guess 0.05 maybe. Still large, 0.02. That could work, I'm thinking. That could work. Let's try 0.01. That might be a bit too small. So yeah, 0.02 is kind of might be just what the doctor ordered when we go in here. Oh, let me unselect that as well. We've got carpet all the way through. Oh, I see. This might be the tile here. This might be the other material. That's the back is at the counter, and this might be the tile here. 0.314. Let's do that. Thank you, E. Wallace. It is just randomly pushing buttons, isn't it? 0.0314, E. Wallace. I think that I could live with. 0.0314. Let's do that. Ah, carpet wasn't selected. Man. Oh, I say 0.0314. Let's do that. That doesn't look bad, I must say. You're very welcome. This is not too big. I'm sorry, E. Wallace. I'm gonna go with 0.2. Oh, sorry, 0.02. Yeah. It's good to try things out. Oh, is it? I think it may have been withheld. How do I approve that? Can I approve that? But thank you for the input, E. Wallace. I like it. Oh, thanks, Christina. Very nice. Thank you. So if that's the carpet, do we have anything for the tile thing going? Let's go, or the back thing going here. Select that, because that's just plain blue plastic. Maybe we can actually use tile material. Do we have tiles? Tiles, come on, tiles. 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 Look at that. Tiles. We've got tiles going. Ah, pick a tile, guys. Pick a tile. Maybe the black and white kind of diner tiles. How about that? Is that cool? Definitely, definitely. That's my next item on the agenda. Chrome poles, red velvet things. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Boom. Yes, almost. Just large. Too big. Not bad. Actually, I think E. Wallace 0.0314. I think that is just the number that we need here. Perfection. Awesome. And maybe I'm going to leave the back of the theater. Oh, that's also got tiles now. Terrible. Yes, that's a shame, isn't it? Or shall we not care? Let's not care. It's cool. Let's leave it. It's perfect. Let's not care. It's cool. Let's get on with These things here, those are screaming to be turned into there, chrome and rope. That's exactly what we need. Let's turn these puppies into chrome first. Oh, I love this. I love this. Extreme PBR, 50 bucks on Blender Market. Best money I've ever spent. Didn't look like that yesterday, but today I'm in love. Seriously, it's really, really good. Metal. Metal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so much metal. Metal pipes, let's have a look at metal pipes. Ah. Metal 2. Regular metal. There could be gold instead of the usual kind of brushed silver. Yes, absolutely. It's crazy. I may still have to do that only because I want to keep this, but I have bought this without having a Blender Market account. And so I have it, but I've made a Blender Market account later. So now my Blender Market account doesn't have this product on it. So I've asked them to link it, but they haven't gotten back to me yet. So I don't know if I just have to get a refund and then buy it again with my account or something. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I'll just lose this otherwise. If I ever need to reinstall that, I'd like for that to be linked on my account. Battered metal, brushed kind of metal. What's metal 1? Oh, so many materials. And you can make your own as well and then add them into this type of library. Oh, so cool. This maybe, is this cool? Or this one? This one? There's just so many. I can't decide. Brushed aluminium. Do you see it anywhere, Captain Slaymore? Oh, sorry, E. Wallace, sorry. See, Captain, I have no idea how to even make this happen. I'd imagine they have some kind of, they should have a title. Oh, there, now I see it, now I see it. Brushed aluminium. Let me just read through this, see if we can find it. Brushed iron, chainmail. Maybe it was in number 1. I didn't see where the title was there, sorry. Brushed aluminium, metal. Should it start with B? Do you think it has a search function too? That would be cool. But I wouldn't know where to begin. Maybe we'll just use this. Metal 01. So I wonder, yeah, I'm not sure. There may be. Christina, do you know if there's a search function in this? Could be utility. I wouldn't be surprised if there is. Oh, yeah, map kit, we can close that down now, can't we? Do you know, Christina, a series about this would be really cool, like bite-sized things, how to install, how to use, and just literally quick little things to get started. That would be really good. Let's go use this one here. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. So Chrome, these things are selected and go boom. Now they're Chrome. That is nice. Great. Let's pick the rope. See if we can put some kind of a red velvety thing on there. Could be on the fabric. If worse comes to worse, we'll just have something like this. Maybe there's something else. Could be a carpet material. We could literally just use a carpet material, make that small enough. Casino carpet, love it. Let's do that. Perfect. Replace. Not bad at all. Does it even need changing? I mean, I do see a pattern here. Let's leave it on, man. This is awesome. Oh, that is just so cool. And also, kudos to Evie. I mean, I don't feel like I need to go into Cycles and have a look at this close up. This is pretty much what I want. I'm okay with it. Man, Blender is just, the more I play with it, the more I'm thinking, my God, what a toolbox. I can see why people like Ian Hewitt are completely in love with it. Well, the walls scream like they should have a treatment. Walls, or maybe actually let's leave the walls intact. Let's leave the walls intact and see if we can put some metal on the doors here. There's our metal again. Maybe I can go and can I grab the metal from here now? Let's go different metal. Let's go with shiny metal. Shiny metal. First metal. No, actually, let's have this metal. This is like, tells me metal 4. This is for the door. I like it. Metal, is that? Shall we just go for it? Yeah. Oh, metal door. Oh. Second door. Also go metal. Yes. Metal in the door. We could even go one further. Has this is glass in here, isn't it? Glass, let's put glass. Then this may not be the most efficient way of doing this, by the way. It might be easier for me to, now it's glass. Nice. It might be easier if I already have a glass material in there. It might be more memory efficient to pick that. So I think this is, every time I bring this in, I guess this is a new instance now. Whoops. Metal doors, and we're going to see them close up too. Speaking of doors, we should also do something about these doors here then, shouldn't we? Metal and glass, that's perfect. Let's put glass on glass here and there. Yeah, so what I mean is, if I go and pick my metal here again, the metal that was speaking to me, like this one here, if I go put that on here, I think it might be more memory efficient to go and copy this material and then just go and paste that onto here. I have a feeling that's probably better for Blender rather than you know, something else. Both doors get the metal treatment. My God, this is seriously cool. I'm gonna grab the glass from here. Easy glass. Copy, put that on here. Just in Eevee, yes. This is just happening in Eevee. So in Cycles, this is going to look better. So this is actually fully transparent in Cycles, but in Eevee, I guess it just takes an easy shortcut and says, well, this is reflective, just so that you get the impression, I guess. But yeah, since we've replaced so many things, so let's go and switch this over to, let's go save this first of all. Go and save as Cinema 16. I like it. And now let's go switch over to Cycles. Just have a quick, have a wee look at it. All right, thanks, Steve. In case you're still watching, thank you so much for dropping by. Always nice to have you. I'm kind of having second thoughts about this metal up here and the metal around the frames. Maybe it should be a different type of metal. Because it's just, I think it's just that scale. I'm not entirely sure about it. I think on the doors here, yeah, now you can see it's completely transparent. Yeah, maybe I'll just go and put shiny black. Yeah, awesome. Let's make that a shiny black. We're making it a shiny black, my man. This is exactly what we're going to do. I do like working in this Eevee thing. My God, that is just such an improvement. So that was, no, that wasn't red paint. Oh, that's red paint now. Pretty sure that's not red paint. No, I don't think we're on the right object here. It's gonna be something metal. Is this it? No, that's the doors. That, oh yeah, okay. Red paint, that's red paint? Doesn't look like red paint, does it? So, but this is that. Okay, let's make it a shiny black. Oh, does it? Christina, thank you so much for mentioning that. I had no idea. Oh, does it now? Well, yes. And this isn't even, this is just 16 samples in the viewport. If we crank that up, will the shadows get softer? Are these even, definitely soft shadows. Last time I looked at shadows, they were not soft. They were just harsh. Ooh, didn't make much of a difference, did it? Let's try 64, just out of curiosity. So was it Wallace? What are you thinking? Painted metal, like black kind of paint? Metal painted. We don't have a shiny black. Ah, do we have a shiny plastic? Will that work? Plastic. We'd have this. That's close to shiny black. Do you think that might work? That's the material group name. Oh, I see. Ah, that's confusing, isn't it? You'd think it's the material name, but no. That'd be too easy, wouldn't it? Let's leave it as it is. Let's see if we can get on with the other bits on the inside. I think I'm kind of happy with the outside. I mean, there's more that we can do, but let's move. Let's see if we can do this. Do anything else here on the inside. I mean, there's literally just so much that we could maybe we'll just stick with the metal. Shall we turn these frames into metal? Is that a good idea? The countertops, they could be something else. They're just gray blocks right now. Trash can, that could also be something else. What's a good trash can color? Maybe this is a good color for the trash can. Silver indoor trash can. Maybe we're gonna go and put the blue stuff on the trash can, see what that looks like. Didn't even see it change. Has it actually changed? Maybe it's just the inside. Let's go and try that. Yeah, trash can, shiny, scratches on it. I like it. Possibly, like on which material do you mean, E. Wallace? This little ketchup bottle here. Ketchup bottle could be red. Do we have a good red thing here? Okay, let's try it. If I just put this on here, ketchup bottle is a great, whoops, is a great thing to try this with. Outside, I'll go back to the outside in a moment. If I just put that on here, that doesn't look like ketchup right now, but is it possible If I were in here, is it possible to somehow change this to something red? Let's give Blender a moment to switch that view over here. Is there any way I can tweak that color? Maybe that's just an overlay I can add there. There's nothing I can see that jumps out. And this is kind of, I don't really know enough about this. If there's a value that looks close to this, I might play with it, but I have a feeling I might just, you know, screw things up more. This is for another time. I can see this is for another time. I'll get going with the basic materials for now. Just, I can see this is extremely exciting, but, you know, for another time. Tell me again, what is it that you wanted me to do on the outside? Maybe we can go back there. On the, did you mean this material here? Where it says red paint. I do like what we've done here. I like the lighting effect too, that the light comes on. It's nice. I like it. Never even thought we can preview all this in Eevee. Of course we can. It's very good. Metal to black color. Gotcha. Yes, let's do that. So, what type of black? Where would we find some kind of a black thing? Rope roofing, rocks, paving, paper fingerprints, food, glass easy, granite. Could be granite. Granite could be good. Only if it's black granite. Forget granite. Facade. Facade. Shiny black stuff. It's YouTube, Ewallace. We're doing this on Mixer because Mixer is kind of, it's very fast picture turnaround. YouTube is like 10 seconds. If you can get on Mixer, that's, you know, it's worth doing it. All you need is a Microsoft account and you're in. Regular Paint didn't have anything in there, sadly. Regular Paint, paint only had these that didn't have anything black. But I like the black tile thing that we just had there. What was that? Facade. Oh, no, not that. Not fabric. Facade. 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 Boom. Oh, facade. Look at that. That could work. Tile size, I'm even happy with. I mean, it looks a little bit big, but I'm good with it. I just wanted to check what this thing is now. Is this? No, that's not it. Could be that. Is this? Oops. Is this that? That is that. Perfect. So we're going to go put facade on here as well. Facade. Facade. It does look a little big, doesn't it? Let me go and see if I can scale that down. .05. I like it. So whoops. We go to this facade thing as well. Deselect everything. Select that. 0.05 was it? Yeah. No. It's a different scale altogether. Okay. 0.07 then. Zero point 0.1 works. I like that. It's shiny black, it's a facade. It does, doesn't it? Oh, so nice. Well, what else do we need? What else? Let's go back on the inside here. Let's pick up. Let's see what we can do about these countertops here. What would they be made out of in the real world? Remembering these are glass, so this could be like a plastic. It could also be like a wood. Travertine, maybe. That's a good idea. Travertine. That'd be very expensive cinema, that. Wood. Mixer says, oh, it's mixer.com/verse-lewis. Let me give you the link. Yes, WP Guru is my second account that I use as a bot thing, but the one in the one that I'm using is the /verse-lewis. Fake wood laminate. Let's see if we can find it. Maybe something unsuspecting. What do you think? Like a light wood or more like a reddish dark wood? Kind of a light wood, like a cheap wood, right? Let's try this. Cabinets. Okay, boom. Yes, could do. I can see that working. If we make it a bit smaller. Wood 6. Would that work? Wood 6. Woohoo! Thank you so much. Zorn. I take it that is you, E. Wallace? If not, welcome. Welcome either one of you. Give you a big round of applause. There we go. Whoops. Ah, I thought it was. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, and that's why we chose Mixer in the first place, because the lag is just so minimal. It's even shorter than on Twitch. Twitch is better than YouTube, certainly, but there's still 3 to 5 seconds, whereas Mixer, there's often less than 1. So very nice. Oops. Dude. Oh, there we go. Wrong computer had the keyboard. Something woody. Let's see what else is here. The audio is different. Is it good different or bad different? Would fine. Worse. Oh, that's a shame. How was that possible? Wood mix. Oh, that's a good countertop. Perhaps not. Looks more like a tiki restaurant. Granite, also not a yeah, that's also a possibility. Granite. I had travertine here earlier. Travertine, like a bit of a shine to it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, marble kind of travertine countertops. Maybe that's a good idea. And then just make the scale a bit smaller here, right? I'm thinking. Wood, yeah. Oh, that's too small. Let's do wood. I like it. Let's do wood. Something, maybe just my favorite here, wood. One of these woods here. Let's try this wood. And it's got the, without having to go into too much the fiddling there was that there was a wood that had the grain already at the correct direction. They're like this. So maybe that's enough. That's enough. It'll be wood. I mean, cinemas are not made expensively, I suppose. So I wonder then, if I go and copy this material, if I go and select this thing now, it'll work, but will the scale be the same? No, the scale is set per object, isn't it? I suppose. Oh, you mean like put wood on the top here and then have something different on the bottom? Yeah, that's going to take a bit of time, I guess. I think I'm just going to leave them like this. This, I'd like to change this too, because these have a couple of materials here. There's the glass, but there's also the top here. So we could potentially make the top the same wood. I don't know if that's going to look great or not, possibly. Maybe not, actually. I liked it the way it was before. Let's go put that back. But then that I'd have to that would mean, Christina, I'd have to assign different material groups on several objects, and I think maybe that's for another day. Not that I don't want to do it, but that could easily turn into a long session. Because there's also the cash registers here that we can do things with, and there's hot dogs, and this thing that could be something silver. I can see that being metal as well. Not the sausages though, but the thing, you know. Thank you so much for following on Mixer, Captain Slaymore. Let's do this on Mixer. I like it. I like it. Yes, because this looks like it could be one of those, you know, grilling machines. Oh, that's glass up here. That's the dial in the hot dog machine. I could have sworn what they thought is glass. I would probably make metal. The whole thing is probably also metal. Yeah, I think I'd just put metal on all of these things. Although, you know, if the maker had intended for this to be metal and this to be glass, perhaps we're going to do that. Metal. Go with our favorite metal. Metal like a maybe metal 2 was nice. This here, like a nice and shiny metal. Let's do that. That's cool. Metal. Okay. Oh. And then this was glass. Let's put glass on here. Oh, there's only one glass. That's actually very simple. Let's do that. Glass. The lights on the machine, you mean? Oh yes, Christina, make new coffee, very important. I think mine is like several hours old here. Yeah, so I've these materials here, I've just hooked up the texture to the emission channel in the shader, like some of these surfaces here. Oops. some of these surfaces I've just done that with. So it's a really cheap trick to make these surfaces glow or just, you know, light up a little bit. I did that. That was before I had this plugin, and that works okay. That works well, but that doesn't work with every material, of course. So we'll see if we can make this red knob glow here. That'd be kind of nice. Switch hot dog machine. There we go. That's it. That's it. That's the one, exactly. Let's see if we can make that light up. Where would that be? Under... We could just turn it into an emissive shader and just make that. Just, you know, a strength of 2 or 3. So we could do that on the, like here, instead of using a principal BSDF, I guess we can just go and add an emission shader if we're careful here, like so. But that we don't want that, and then we turn that into this color, and the strength we can just do 3. Oop. Could even then use a kind of a darker red, like that. And then also these things, so the dials, I think they should also be like a black plastic. Oops, wrong layout here. That should be like a black plastic maybe. But we don't have a black plastic, so that's something amiss, I must say. I think hopefully not, but let's try it out. That was one of my downfalls in my earlier tests, where I had some of the lights that weren't actually light sources, that were just emitting surfaces, and that looked terrible. They were very grainy, very noisy. So I think as long as it's like 2 or 3, we're okay. If I go and turn it into like 200-300, that's not good. You need like a black shiny plastic, something like that. See what roofing is like. Is there anything black in here now? Well, this is nice. Not so much for a switch, but it's a nice material. Roof color. Yeah, so plastic. We're back to something like this. Maybe we'll just put this on. It's the only dark thing we have here. Yeah, it'll do. It'll do. There's also the button holder. Let's do the same thing for the button holder. There. All right, hot dog machine. Happy with it. I'm happy with it. So if we just leave the auditorium as it is now, I think it looks pretty cool already. We leave the walls as they are. We've got all this. These doors here, I think they should match these doors though. So let's go and put some metal on these doors. Oop. And that was, of course, metal. I'll just copy the same material from these doors here. So that metal, copy that, put on this door, metal, paste, and on here, also paste. And the same with glass. Let's go and take the glass material and put that on here. And on that door. And then we have the door inner, I guess. Let's make that match. Paste that here and here. And then the only other thing I'm thinking is probably the door frame itself. You may see the door frame here. Maybe we don't actually see the door frame. Maybe it's not that important. Frame's fine. That's fine. It's fine. Oops. Ah. Let's try it, Christina. Thank you for the tip. That is something I can see myself needing at one point or other. Let's do it. Let's see if we can do it. So this here. Are you saying then in the material settings? Yes, this, I don't know, the material settings. There we go. Right. Yes, I keep forgetting we're doing things in the material settings here, aren't we? So you're saying set the saturation to 0. That'll be black. To 0, and then lower the brightness. Brightness is already 0. So maybe that's, you know, that's nice. I've done it with this material. This one is still the other one. Let me just go quickly switch over to cycles and see what that looks like in the real render, kind of close up. Oh yes, like what Steve was saying. Yeah, sorry, I keep forgetting that. Like this. And then the other one was that. So this is the one I haven't changed. Could it be the sheen tint, do you think? If I drop that down a bit, might that make it darker? No, actually it doesn't. The brightness, isn't the brightness already at 0 here? Below 0, turn the brightness to like the minus value, is that what you mean? Like -1? I didn't even know that was possible. Considering that we're going to see this as a 1 pixel thing very far in the background for a frame, I think I'll leave it as is. So we're not going to see the hot dog machine that close up, I don't think. But in principle, you know, cool. That certainly looks like shiny plastic in the preview. Below 0, very cool. I like it. I like it, Christina. So yes, actually, this is the first time we're seeing this as a cycles render, I believe. It's holding up okay. What's the door look like when we approach it here with all plastic and stuff on it? I like the new carpet, I must say. I do like the new carpet. I do like the doors too. Is there anything we want to do in here? considering that the lights are going to go out very quickly, I think maybe we don't need to do that. Maybe we're all happy here. I mean, I'm tempted to put some kind of a red velvet on the chairs, but I think I'm going to leave that as well as it is in the interest of time. I think what I may do here though with our black plastic material, let me just go and copy that, put that on these things here, and perhaps on these boxes on the side, and these kind of whatever they are, maybe air con vents or whatnot. Maybe I'll do that. Let me do that. We'll go over to Eevee, go and save. Let's do that. Also a good idea to save before we screw anything up. Good point, Christina. Yes, and I think since we're dimming the lights in here, I think I'm just going to leave that as just regular whatever it is right now. Cinema 17. Very cool. Let's dig these guys out here. Oops, that's still edit mode. This is now speaker grill, speaker left. That could be that. Yeah, perfect. So paste material, black plastic. I like it. And then I guess we're having the same thing on this wall here. Is that right? No, edit mode. There we go. That on this wall, speaker grill, and we have the actual speaker. Yeah, that's the one. Paste that material there as well. And then we have that on the ceiling. There's something like plastic. I wonder if that is that indeed. I thought so. Paste that material. Yes. Just makes it look a tiny bit more interesting than on the inside of the auditorium here. Well, nice. No, it is a good point. The render time is already a bit excessive for what it is, really, considering that the first iteration that I've made of this, where I literally just imported the model into DAZ Studio, from DAZ Studio into Blender. I didn't do anything to the materials at all. I just had a Eevee render of it, and it was all, the whole thing was put together in literally 2 hours, the original thing. And considering that, I think we've already done a marvelous job. Let's have a look at the outside one more time. See what the white shot looks like, and then how this iteration goes from here, switching on the lights and all. And that's a still image, right? Exactly, that's a still image rather than an animation. Yeah, my goodness. Well, nice. I think I'm going to have this render over the weekend and hopefully present it to you. Perhaps, I don't know if I'm going to make an animatic. I might do present an animatic tomorrow at, what was it again? 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another round of subliminal, superliminal even. I might have something ready for then. Other than that, I might just go and let this render in high res all over the weekend, and we can have a look at this beginning of next week, Wednesday actually. Wednesday 5 p.m. We're going to continue with probably just finishing off this project, putting the new textures in, including the new video file, which I might have to either make by that point or actually make with you on Wednesday. Maybe we'll do that. I'll make the file on Wednesday, and then we're going to switch out the textures, and then I have another thing that I can render out for the 3D Shenanigans streams. So that's the plan. Yes, other than that, I think we're done with this project. So then once I've switched the textures out for this next week, so that we have a second title sequence, depending on what type of stream I'm doing, then we can embark on a completely new project, which is the title sequence for this interview project I'm working on called Creative Minds. And I have an idea in my mind. I haven't put anything together for that. I've just got a vague idea, and that might be really nice to begin that project literally from scratch. And that might also be nice. So I'm going to kick this off for render. Thank you so much for joining you all. That was really nice. It's good turnout. Thank you for joining me on Mixer as well, Captain Slaymore and E. Wallace or Zorn. Let me know what you would like me to call you. And yes, my goodness, more fun times ahead. My friends, take care. Bye-bye.